thanks to the organisers and all the research teams and the very clear presentations. It was good that we had Commissioner Crows to start us off, because she set the context for this fairly detailed research. And it was interesting because her talk was very similar to a talk a few weeks ago by our Minister in the UK for Science and Higher Education, David Willits. The overall theme of the talk was a drive towards open access. Open access will speed up research. It will enable more innovation and indeed help economic recovery. So this is, of course, a very political message and very powerful. As with David Willits, she acknowledged the role and the cost of publishing, which shows we have made some progress in getting our message through, and the importance of sustainable publishing models. But then Commissioner Crows, like David Willits, said it's now up to you, publishers, to come up with sustainable models. We want innovation, we want cuts in costs, we want more efficiency, and basically a new world. So the challenge is still there. On the whole, as we know, these policies are based on two models, gold and green, sort of use shorthand. And today it was really, I guess, trying to answer the question, would a green open access policy or a no one pays policy harm sustainable publishing? Since this PEER was started, of course, I think there's been an acceleration of gold open access, and we did hear very convincingly from Michael May an outline of all the advantages of gold open access. So you could argue, really, what are we spending the day on? But anyway, never mind. I think the problem was that we didn't really get an answer to the question. And I was actually there when Michael first talked to Vivian Redding in Brussels at the conference on journal publishing that the Commission organised, where we said you have to have evidence to base your policy on. And at the moment, there have been already by then talk of mandated green open access without any evidence as to whether there'd be damage or not. So that was some years ago, and we've heard this research. It is quite an interesting idea that getting our stuff on institutional repositories could lead to greater usage on our site, and if that's really so, that's tremendous. We all want more usage. And I remember when this was first discussed, I was reminded of football, where there was great concern that televising football would mean that nobody would bother to turn up and watch the match. And in fact, quite the reverse happened. Football was promoted by television, and the big clubs are thriving with huge audiences paying absolutely huge amounts of money. So perhaps if that predicts our future, we shouldn't be too depressed. The problem, though, is we didn't still really get to an answer, because it's obviously early days for this huge study. So perhaps there is a case for continuing it, but I don't know who would fund that. And also what wasn't mentioned was ALPS and the PA recently carried out a survey of librarians, just asking them one question, the harm question: would you stop subscribing if a lot of journal content was freely available? And as you may have gathered, those people who have seen that survey, it's only recently been published, a significant number of librarians said they would cancel. So here we have the first very simple evidence that yes, there would be harm, and we have to set that against what we heard today. So there is this, leaving us with this question: is there harm? Is green open access sustainable? Or should we be going back to funders and saying, look, it has to be gold if it's to be sustainable? So I'll leave it at that.
Okay, thank you.